It's got my secrets, nothing more. I checked the drawers, I checked the spikes, left me hanging in my Nikes. Last night we tore up the town, now my wallet's not around. Call the cops or play it smooth, pay my debts and start anew. Hey, hey, where'd it go? My cash, my cars, my flow. Don't you know what's gone? Now I'm broke from dusk till dawn. Dancing lights and screaming bass, drinks were flowing in that place. Left a tip but lost my grip, now my wallet's gonna slip. Check your jackets, check the shoes, hope it's not lost to the booze. Count your blessings, count your charms, it's not awful but it harms. Hey, hey, where'd it go? My cash, my cards, my flow. Don't you know what's gone? Now I'm broke from dusk till dawn. Dancing lights and screaming bass, drinks were flowing in that place. Left a tip but lost my grip, now my wallet's gonna slip.
What up, everybody? Hopefully, y'all are having a wonderful Friday Eve. Today has been a day. So, a lot of things that's been happening in the news. And one of the things I want to go ahead on and start out with, how you doing? Because what we're going to be talking about today is I'm going to be sharing some of the things that's been going on in the news per usual. It's been a while. So, hey. But one of the things that I want to ask today is, what do you plan to do on your first day of travel? But before we get into that, we're going to talk about the news, what's the headlines, and let's see where it goes. Because, man, it's a lot been going on, and we got to make it happen. All right, let's see if this works. And I didn't have any music, but it's okay, because we are going to get it. Let me put it back. It's been a day. Like, I'm really telling you. Like, I woke up trying to make the bed today. It didn't get done. And, earlier this week, got into an accident. Luckily, it wasn't that bad. It was just a minor fender bender. Like, the person say, oh, I didn't see you. They were at the stoplight and they were going to go in reverse and just bump into my car. And be like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't see you. Like, how you not see this whole car here? Ma'am. So, yeah, that was that. And I just had to brush it off because I realized it's not that serious. She looked like she had a lot more to deal with than I did. And I just couldn't believe that she hit me, hit the car. But yeah, it was glad that it was at a stop light instead of in raw traffic and somebody just want to stop their vehicle and just run it full speed in reverse just to hit my car. But like they say, it's just a car, it's a vehicle, it can always be fixed. But you only have one life. So let's make it happen. So I do want to start off with that. But let's go on and get into this education piece that I thought was actually interesting. So that you need to know. So let's go on and hop into this news. Where's my news? This is what happens when you don't get all your tabs together. It's just make life be lifing. All right, let's go.
Tonight, millions of Americans falling behind on their student loans, racing for their wallets to take a hit.
The government can and will collect defaulted federal student loan debt by withholding money from borrowers, tax refunds, federal pensions, and even their wages.
The Department of Education announcing Monday it will start collecting on defaulted student loans on May 5th for the first time since the pandemic.
There have been no repayments since March of 2020. It is not fair that other people are having to assume this burden that other taxpayers are paying for these loans.
According to the Department of Education, almost 43 million borrowers owe more than $1.6 trillion in student loans. Of those, 62% are not currently paying them back. That can be due to several reasons. Some of those borrowers are in forbearance or deferment, meaning their loans are on pause. They could be in a 6-month grace period or still in school, or they fall into a final category, delinquency or default. 5 million borrowers are in default, meaning they haven't made a payment in more than 9 months. And another 4 million are in late stage delinquency, meaning they haven't paid in 3 to 6 months and could soon default. The White House says their bill is coming due.
We must get our fiscal house in order and restore common sense to our country. If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. It's very simple. President Trump will not kick the can down the road anymore.
Borrowers who remain in default may also eventually have their wages garnished, meaning employers will automatically withhold part of their paycheck to pay off the student loans. What's your best advice to college graduates who have defaulted on their loans and know they now need to start paying again on May 5th?
Well, the first thing you should do is talk to your loan servicer or the collection agency that has contacted you to explore your options. Look into loan rehabilitation, which will restore your loans to a current status and avoid all the negative consequences of defaulting on your student loans.
Even college grads who aren't in default are feeling overwhelmed.
I felt like a weight was just sitting on my chest.
Florida nurse Samaya Camillo has over $90,000 in student loan debt, about half of that from federal loans. She says her generation is split on how to handle their debt, but so much of their future depends on paying it.
I've definitely gotten a lot of comments, people telling me to file bankruptcy, just don't pay them, or, oh, I don't pay them. And I've responded to a lot of them saying that I don't agree with that. And that's definitely something I will never do. A lot of what you need in life requires a credit score, and a good one at that.
Ryan joins us now with more. Ryan, what should people expect to see on May 5th once those mandatory collections actually kick in?
So if you are in default, the Department of Education says they're going to refer you to a federal debt collector called the Treasury Offset Program. That could immediately impact your credit score. And then later this summer, they say they're actually going to start cutting into paychecks. These are involuntary payments, things like those wage garnishments. If you have a Social Security check, that could be reduced. If you're waiting on a federal tax refund, that could just get absorbed back into the Treasury. Before all of that happens, though, the department says that over the next 2 weeks, they're going to be reaching out to those graduates who have defaulted and telling them this is happening, giving them a heads up, urging them to enroll with a debt resolution group or set up some kind of payment plan so that they can get their financial picture in the best possible shape before that May 5th deadline. Allison.
Ryan Chandler, thank you.
So that is really interesting. And since we got Lisa J. Stocks inside the news, inside the chat, actually watching, I feel so nervous. But what I'm going to do is talk about, let's see, what's going on in the stock market, because we got to know.
As traders digest earnings and mixed signals on tariffs, we're taking a peek at what investors should keep watching. We can't have Mark Newton here and not do a little bit of a deeper dive into the charts. So here we're taking a look at the S&P 500 year to date. We put up a candlestick. You're going to draw a little bit on here to show the trend. I mean, We've seen the last few days the uptick that we have seen. So what are you watching in terms of the
is
trend?
what I like to say, the third time's a charm. We have tested this level right near 54.75 about 3 times since April the 9th. That was the day, of course, we saw the big breath explosion. So now we're actually getting over that. So that's actually a very encouraging sign. You also see the entire trend from mid-February also is right around 5,500. 5,500 is a big deal for the S&P. My thinking is that today's move is very encouraging. I mean, the volume has been very good. advanced decline, the breadth has been phenomenal. And I think there's reasons to actually think what's happening now suggests a very good possibility that our spring lows are in place, that it should not be tested again. So even if it's choppy in the near term, and it likely can be without any sort of resolution on tariffs, we have a lot of work to do. Momentum has been very negative throughout this whole thing. We only have about 25% of all stocks above the 200-day moving average. So there is some work to do. But to see technology lead the way it's doing off these lows is really a good sign.
All right, we're going to get to technology in a minute, but I want to touch on something you just mentioned, which is breadth, the number of stocks that are going up versus the number that are going down on each individual day. And you can see pretty clearly on this chart the spikes that we've been seeing, although it's volatile, right? Like you go way up on breadth one day and then you come way down the next day.
Well, this is just the ratio of, say, advancing stocks as a percentage of the total. The ratio got to levels, it happened twice in the last 9 days. They reached the highest level here, has been seen since 2022. That's really encouraging at a time when everybody is so pessimistic about, let's wait till the tariffs end, we get some clarity, all this uncertainty. Why would I want to invest? Well, the market is sending a sign right now that breadth is really clicking into gear at a time when many are still very pessimistic. So that's a good sign. We saw the percentage of stocks above their 20-day moving averages move from 2%. Now it's almost 50% in literally about 2.5 weeks. So investors have to pay attention. Don't always listen for tariffs. Ignore the politics. Pay attention to what's happening in the market. Volume, breadth, sentiment, and specifically technology. It continues to play a leading role heading into these Mag 7 earnings.
Yeah. I want to go to technology specifically here. So I'm again going to take a look at the year to date. Here's the XLK that we have been watching here and look at a year to date for the XLK. So this is the technology spider, the ETF that tracks that tech sector within the S&P 500. And it looks similar to, but not identical to the S&P 500 chart. So that breakout that you talked about, but the breakout here maybe isn't as clear as it is for the SPY. Is it just eyeballing it?
For me, it's actually clearer. I mean, tech obviously dominates the S&P with Apple and NVIDIA, but we see XLK having actually officially broken this entire downtrend. Volume and breadth are very good. We've only had, of course, Tesla thus far. We get, Alphabet tonight and Intel. We're heading right into Mag 7 earnings. And so, my thinking is the CapEx spending have really been reaffirmed by Alphabet, by Amazon. That's a good sign at a time when everybody's negative. The sentiment data has turned so pessimistic, but yet these companies are reaffirming it's still going to be a very, very good spot for earnings, I think, this quarter. So I like tech. The fact that it's leading off the bottom after it got hit so hard is a really good sign.
And I am curious whether we're talking about tech or whether we're talking about the S&P 500. Okay, so the bottom may be in, but what's the range going to be? Because it's not like we're breaking out to new highs.
That's a great question, because we're not going to go back to the new highs, anytime soon, in my view. It is going to take some time. So initially, this area between really 5550 and 5600 are really going to be important. I'm skeptical we get over late March highs, which means, you might have a few percent on the upside, and then we probably have to churn a little bit. And then when we see more resolution, at that time, we can start to really make further progress. But there's no guarantee that we're going to go into a recession, in my view. Technically, S&P held exactly where it needed to, 48.35. If you look at the S&P, it is a 50% ratio of the entire move up since 2022. And that's a really, really good sign overall. If we have a weekly chart of that, or going back over the last few years, you can see that we're exactly where we bottomed was a really key point, and really that's a key area. So my anticipation is that is not going to get undercut. Might be choppy, but in general, if you have a long-term perspective, technology is a much better valuation. The earnings, I think, is going to come in just fine, and the tariffs are going to be dicey, but I think we can get through all this.
All right, we got one more to go, and then we can start taking a look take like a small break, and then we're going to get into, the topic for discussion. So this one is only a minute long because they like to do the market minute. I just want to make sure that y'all got it so that you are fully prepared of what's going on in the world, in the stock market at least.
It's time for Yahoo Finance's Market Minute. The tech rally resumes as stocks rise for a third day in a row with earnings season in full swing. Merck, though, reducing its full-year profit outlook as a result of the impact of tariffs. The company expecting a $200 million hit from already announced tariffs in 2025. The company saying the most significant of which relate to China. Yet Merck did top earnings and sales estimates for the first quarter. Hasbro shares surging after surpassing earnings expectations for the first quarter, driven by its gaming unit. Hasbro also progressing towards its $1 billion cost savings goal, targeting $175 to $225 million in gross savings this year. And Comcast shares sliding after reporting wider than expected first quarter losses of pay TV and broadband customers, the results signaling growing competition from streaming and wireless providers. And that's your Yahoo Finance Market Minute. For more on what's trending, scan the QR code below.
All right. So, hopefully y'all learned something from that, because we got a lot of things to think about, especially when it comes to, for our finances, we need to make sure that we have everything in line, and keep in mind that this show is just for educational purposes only. So when it comes to figuring out what is it that you want to happen, is that you need to start thinking about how are you leveraged with your finances. Now, because it's educational purposes, I cannot directly tell you what to do. This has to come all from you, and how you what you decide based on the knowledge that you've gained from listening to your advisor, the different things that are available to you, and also the different things that are for the different things that are really empowering you to be your best person and be your best self. Because finances isn't easy, if that makes sense. And I know it sounds like it's really weird, but we need to start thinking about it differently. Like, the stocks is one thing, but we got bills to pay. And because we got bills to pay, who is really out here helping us pay these bills? Nobody. So you need to really sit out there and think to yourself, hey, am I leveraged too heavy on a particular stock? Am I leveraged too heavy on a particular company? And am I okay with losing all of this money if for any reason that this doesn't work out or pan out the way I want it to? So I want you to think about that when you are looking into investing and so forth, because this stuff is it sounds like fun, but when it actually happens to you, you want to make sure that you're fully capable and successful with your winnings. You want to make sure that you have everything necessary to to ride out the storm, because we all know it's a storm. It's just how we're going to operate in it. How are we going to just make things happen? Because right now, a lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people don't know what to do next. And there's also other people on the other spectrum of it, which are doing just fine. They just got money. They don't know what to do with it. And so they're trying to find ways to actually utilize what they have to be successful. Now, how are they going to do that? That's where it depends. If they too leverage in one particular stock, do they go ahead on and downgrade some of it? You can do like how I've heard some people say that they have multiple investments and that they don't want any of those investments to go over 20% of their portfolio. So if they doing 5 different things inside their portfolio, is that they need to figure out what it is and where things go when it comes to their expenses. Is it too heavy in crypto? Is it too heavy in commodities? Is it too heavy in, I don't know, like electronics or quantum or electricity? Like, what is it? Are they too heavy in REITs? Do they have enough in REITs? Do they have enough in everything that they need? So, when it comes to your finances and also your investments, you need to start thinking about those things. Now I know I don't sound my normal self. It's because the stupid pollen. I'm not sure about you all, but this pollen is really getting to me. To the fact like I have to irrigate just about every night at this point. Like I even irrigated right before this show, and it's still like coming back up. Like I need to figure out what it is to clean this up. But it is what it is. I'm not sure about y'all. What are y'all doing to kind of stay, clear, breathing wise while y'all dealing with this pollen? Because I'm not sure about y'all, but I'm trying to irrigate, trying my best not to take medication, trying my best not to kind of load up. So I've been eating mostly like pineapples and apples. I even try to do, just try to do clean up with different herbs and spices in my dishes. So like more turmeric, try to use some pepper in there with the turmeric, some salt, some garlic. You got to kill everything that's in there, get rid of the parasites and so forth. So I'm trying different ways to try to stay healthy in this thing. It's not easy. Oh, hey Ruthie. Thank you for coming through. If you guys haven't already, go ahead on and follow Ruthie. She goes live on Wednesdays. They're called The Wheel of Life Wednesdays. So definitely gotta check that out. So you saying Manuka honey? Never heard of it. Manuka honey. I wonder what it tastes like. Is it like, can you just get it anywhere? Because usually I heard that you're supposed to get local honey, like the honey that the bees have, so that you can kind of build up your immune system to like the dandelions, the whatever type of flowers that are in the area, so that you're not getting sick as often. So I might have to try that. My hair is doing what it do. I can never get my hair to act right when I'm doing these, mostly because I don't know. I'm always self-conscious about this. I'm not sure about y'all, but I am always self-conscious. Trying to do better, not care, but it seems like that's the way it goes. It's kind of pricey, but worth it. From a sales tactic, doing sales, when somebody says something is too pricey, that means that they don't see the value in the product that they purchase it. So is it that you don't see it, like it's not giving you as much quantity for the price that you're getting? So if it's like $15 for like 2 ounces, but yet people will find perfume for like hundreds of dollars for only about 3 ounces. So that's what I'm saying. It's like pricey, but worth it. Really depends. So yeah, give me a ballpark price of what you're talking about there. Quantity or whatever. Matter of fact, I can look it up. We got the internet right here. What I mean, we're live, like they say, what, Lakers in 5 or something like that. I don't even know what that reference means, but I just hear it a lot. So say Manuka honey, Manuka honey. What is that? Never heard of Manuka honey. Let's see what this lovely thing say. Because I never heard of Manuka honey. And it is, let's see. Oh, Manuka sauce, right? Monofloral honey produced by the nectar of the Manuka tree, indigenous to New Zealand and parts of Australia. So that is interesting. Like, why would you have a honey from another country that would do well in your local state? Like, I'm just trying to help me make this make sense. Because you would think that you're supposed to eat the honey that's local so that you can build up your immune system to the local pollen and stuff like that. So I was just curious. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just curious on why is it such a big deal to go that route than any other honey. Oh, they trying to say it's because of the properties or something? Come on, machine. Okay. So they trying to say that the Australian Honey Association established on this time frame composed of fructose and glucose. So smaller amounts. Okay. I mean, there's something to think about. When you go travel to another country, do you go get their local honey and stuff like that? Check it out. I don't know. Let's see. Pricey as above the average cost of your typical honey. Okay. I could see that. You can find it at Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and some supermarkets. I would say if it's a supermarket, probably one of those like fancy ones that you can go to. See, I have no clue. I just know I haven't been sick in 3 years. Wow. Okay. So it sounds like I might need to pick up a bottle. And do you put it like in tea? Do you just kind of slap it on a piece of bread and eat it that way? Or do you just kind of just raw dog it, just get it like fingers all in the jar? You just eat it off your fingers, or do you like a spoon or something like that? Like just by itself? I'm just curious. I mean, I haven't tried honey besides like usually I do agave in smoothies, but that's about it. So I haven't tried anything else. So let's see. I guess pollen is technically those reasons. I mean, that's how trees produce. I mean, we just caught in the crossfires of trees trying to have sex in between. That's it. That's all pollen is. But yeah. All right. So while we got that, I'm gonna go ahead on and do a little trivia. Then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do a deep dive into traveling, like planning your day one of your vacation. All right, so just give me a moment here for your trivia. Let's see what you prefer to use it in your tea. Okay, yeah, we definitely gotta see what kind of tea you're talking about. And I mean, I know I'm asking for details here. It's just because I am not a big tea drinker either, so I need to know like what kind of tea to get. And it's very important because some teas, not all teas taste the same. So you might have what do they call it, Earl Grey. That's about the only tea I know. Maybe Old English. I think that's a tea. Maybe like hibiscus tea. I don't know. Let's see, Dr. Sev. Hey, what's going on, Dr. Sev? Let me see if we got some hand claps here. Dr. Sev is in the building. Go on, say hi to Dr. Sev. It's a get honey from your region so you can inoculate it. So you are inoculated against pollen in your area. So see, Dr. Sev, that's what I was thinking. Like you should get pollen, you should get honey from your area so that you're not getting sick from the stuff that's in the area. Like, why go to a whole nother country like New Zealand or Australia to get the honey? I mean, it's just with what they call it, with the tariffs happening, that price of honey gonna be like $30 by the time you get done with your taxes on top of the tariffs. Let's say even dispersed throughout the immune system. Okay. Right, like I said, I mean, tell me what type of honey, like what type of tea concoction, so I can go ahead on and try this out because I would like to try this out. I'd like to try a lot of things from the internet because I see it's interesting, not like stuff that's crazy, like putting cinnamon and cayenne pepper on the orange peel. Not doing that. But, for sensible things, okay, I could try that. Say, if you like fruity, get the fruity kind. If you like earthy kind, get Earl Grey. I don't know about y'all, but Earl Grey, when it comes to teas, I have to say, it just sounds like that old man raspy voice. You gotta say, you got that Earl Grey. That Earl Grey over here. Use some Earl Grey. Like, all the T's and all the names, it just sounds like he got an old rawness to it. It's like, so we got the fruity teas, we got, your hibiscus, we got your honeysuckles, then we got the Earl Grey. Like, you can't say Earl Grey without it being like Earl Grey. Like, it's just like, ugh. Like, of all the teas, like, I'm just imagining it's like some old man down by the well or some water or some river. Like, yeah, I got your tea right here. I call it the Earl Grey. Put a little bit of honey in it right quick and we'll be good to go. Okay, so you said ginger tea is your go-to with lemon. Now, I make, ginger drink. And then what I usually do is I sweeten it with agave. So you saying is taking some lemon, throw in with the ginger, and then come in with the honey. So that's what I'm getting. So I have ginger. I can make that myself. I do have a blender because it's easier to blend and all that stuff like that. So it's very nice. Ruthie, you're right. I mean, I like to overcomplicate things because I need to make sure I'm doing it right. Like, give me the recipe. Let me try out your recipe first before I go off the grid, because I'll try it off the grid. You'd be like, I didn't say any of that. I was talking about this. And then I'm like, well, why didn't you say that the first time? And then you'd be like, well, why didn't you ask? And I'm like, really? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, you got me. So then we got the back and forth. So that's why I'm asking all the questions now. So that when I go to make it, you're like, I can see where you going at with me, okay? So it seems like I need to take a trip to either Trader Joe's or somewhere to get some of this honey. Okay, sweeten the ginger tea with lemon and honey. Okay, yeah, I can try that. So y'all both saying the ginger tea is where it's at? All right. So I might do some ginger. What do y'all think about throwing in some cinnamon in there? Or just keep the cinnamon out of the ginger tea? Because, we got to get our immune systems healthy. And I'll keep y'all posted on my health because I do have about that wallet mugs that I can actually throw out there. Man, I swear my hair be doing its own thing. All right. Let's see. What y'all put in here? Evenly dispersed. Oh, yeah. We went through this. I just scrolled up by mistake. Okay. All right. Trivia time. Let's go on and knock out trivia, and then we'll come back and get this going. Actually, I'll save it for the next break. Because I'm trying to tell you guys, like marketing, like these podcasts are it's one thing. They're trying to make sure everybody's happy. So, you know. Okay. So when it comes to travel, where what is like because we already talked about how to go down and research your travel, which is like you go to the state.gov website, go down and register your name and everything like that. So you get your passport all locked in. We talked about how to search your flights, how to, we talked about searching your flights, what credit cards to use to kind of get your points so that you can travel at low to no cost. And today we actually going to be talking about planning your day one. I really would probably, I probably would end this travel series for this month with this episode, and then I'm gonna start doing start leaning into other things because traveling is one thing, and since it is Financial Awareness Month, and I know a lot of people are looking for travel, so I wanted to make sure that this is one of the topics that is covered during your travel, is to make sure that you is actually enjoying it. Because one of the things that I plan on doing, and I can tell you this, that you're not going to remember all this stuff that I'm talking about, but you more than likely will remember the story of me trying to plan a trip. So one of the trips that I want to do, I want to go to Florida. I want to go to Miami, and I want to hang glide. So that is my thing. And the first thing I did, because I'm going to do local travel, local solo travel. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually figure out, well, what month that I want to go travel to Miami. So let me pull up Google. Actually, I might be able to do this in Gemini, because Gemini, you can add in the flights as well. This is the reason why you use AI, okay? AI has so many options, things that you can do. So let's go ahead on, and I'm going to share my tab here. Where is it on the screen? Okay. Share the tab. Obviously, it'll be nice if I add it to the stage, right? Okay. So what in the world do I want to go to? Let's say I want to go to Miami to hang glide. What are the best months to go for this experience? But that's a nice easy one. However, we can give it, we got to tell it what to be. Act as a travel agent. Act as a travel agent. Provide me with the best, experience as a solo traveler. If I could spell experience, but it knows what I mean. Say I want to go to Miami to hang glide. What are the best months to go for this experience? And then I could say I am leaving from Maryland. So use flights. If I can type in flights, do they still allow me to do that? They used to have the little thingy here. Not add files, but they used to allow me to do the /flights to find the best price. Okay, find my first choice, hang gliding. Okay, so what we looking for here, that's the reason why I use AI, because it's a lot easier, is that it's already telling me like, hey, winter and the spring months. So from December to April, which I already missed, favorable winds, pleasant weather, avoid hurricane season. Now, this is interesting. Hurricane season in the Atlantic hurricane season typically runs from June to November, which can bring unpredictable weather and potential disruptions to the activities like hang gliding. Seems like I can't go this year. I can try, but mentioned that August and September could be good for training due to active pilot presence and beautiful weather. But this coincides with the hurricane season, so it might be riskier to travel. I can tell you this from experience that this is so true. I tried to go hang gliding in in Virginia, and the place had to cancel because of the rainstorm that was coming. I still went down there because it was like, oh, it's a potential that everything will be dry so that we can have a good time. That did not work out. They wound up canceling it. So I was already down there and I was like, well, I guess I'll just go get something to eat and then just come back home. Like I spent the night there and then the next day it was supposed to hang gliding. Didn't happen. So came back home. So they talk about the flights and everything like that. So I did tell her to use the flights from from Maryland to Miami. And they actually provided the website, the flow, airlines, which ones to look for. Okay, because the reason why I'm doing this for day one is because this is what I want to do. When you book your day one trip, make sure you do what you want to do. Do the thing that the whole reason why you flew down there. Because especially when the day is nice. Because I've been to places where the day was nice and I was like, you know what? I can travel. Like, when was the last time I was here? Or when's the last time I'm going to go here? And I did not get a chance to do the activity that I wanted to do. Like, I can say, for example, when I went to Bermuda, I wanted to see the pink sands. The weather was nice. Day one, went around shopping. Day two, got on an excursion. Day three, it was like time to go back now. So I didn't even get a chance to go to see the pink sands in Bermuda. So my advice to you as a solo traveler, or if you're going to travel with people, make sure that you have the minimum amount of things and be flexible during your travel. You want to make sure you get what you want. 2, you want to make sure you have some fun. 3, you want to make sure you get something good to eat. So if you have those 3 things, the trip will go fantastic. Have low expectations when you bring people with you, because how can I say? Things always happen. There's always an issue. You never know what's going to happen. I think last week or the week before, we already talked about how making sure that the person you're traveling with is actually have your best interests at heart. And what I mean by that is that there was a husband and wife. Well, actually, they were fiance. And I think it was like, no, they just became husband and wife. And the husband tried to push the wife off the cliff. And I'm like, yo, I thought they supposed to let. The wife survived, and that's how she was able to tell her story to lock up her husband. Now, even talk about like best friends, like, well, quote unquote best friends. They went on this trip. They got into an argument. One of them got stabbed to death. And then they all play like, well, I don't know what happened. But one of them decided to record that incident, record the fight, and post it. So when you're planning on travel with people, just have low expectations and always be on guard regardless of who you're with. Now, when it comes to dealing with solo traveling, back to that, make sure you have everything set up, know where your lockers at, know where your keys are at, and just have a fun time. And like I said, I'm using Gemini right now because the cool thing about it, it can come up. Matter of fact, let's do it. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Let's see, come up with an itinerary. Let's say a 2 day, because I only need to go there for 2 days to, to do my hang gliding and eat and everything like that. Itinerary. Come with a 2 day itinerary that will include good food, no shellfish. Because I need no crabs. Those crustaceans. Let's see what else we need. Good food, good scenery, and hang gliding. Put it in a chart form so that I can print it out. See, this is the reason why people be like, oh, like, AI and stuff like that. But this stuff works. Like, could you imagine, like, you trying to find out all fun game activities and everything like that? It already did all the work for you. So it says notes, make sure to book the tandem thing. Oh, that is another tip, master tip, which is to make sure that you book your excursions ahead of time. Because one of the things is that because you booked it ahead of time, usually you might be able to get cheaper rates. You can also go through Groupon, because that's where I plan on going through, to get my hang gliding pricing. And then because you go through Groupon, you can also get discounts from your credit cards through Groupon. Some credit cards might have it, or you can go through your credit card portal and actually book some of these excursions. So don't be afraid to okay, let's say this. I know some of you are like anti-credit cards. It's okay. But some of these credit cards have shopping portals, so you don't have to use your credit card to shop through some of them. Not all of them. Most of them will require you to utilize their card, but some of them will allow you to use any credit card to still get the benefits of shopping through that portal. And what that portal means is that they might get a little kickback, but it's still saving on both ends. It's similar to like an affiliate link. So when I put out a link on my blog post, on my website, or any of my posts that I have on YouTube, or even in my show notes down below, I will more than likely get a kickback. The savings go to you as well. So it's a win-win for everybody, because the reason why I have affiliate links and stuff like that is so that I can continue on to produce the show, like purchase this equipment and this streaming platform that I'm using to kind of pay for all of this. So this is kind of where this goes. Okay, so let's see what it got on here. This kept it pretty short though. I'm not sure if I like it. It says day 2, hang gliding and more. It's not giving me, let's see, can we redo? There we go. Okay. Much better. Okay, so here we go. This is the reason why I like AI. It doesn't complain. Just redo the thing, right? So it's already telling me to do day 1. I drive there. Like for some of you who are like very anal about making sure everything gets on time, this is your friend. You have your hang gliding experience from 11 to 1, right? I had my lunch at 1:30. They already telling me where I can book my. See, this is what I'm talking about. It only takes a 2-hour flight. I can get there, print it out. I can do a scenic drive around the. I don't even know what the Okeechobee is. I never heard of it. But now that I know about it, I might actually do this, because it's a luxury drive along the scenic route surrounding the lake. It's the largest freshwater lake in Florida. See, it's even giving me some historical facts, some fun facts that I can talk about later. Oh man, it's a 2-hour drive. Oh, see, you didn't say that at first, sir. You didn't say it was a 2-hour drive to get over there. It's like, so I can have a lunch inside this place. Okay. So I guess I would need more details. I've had to give it more details of like what hotel I'm staying at. So then it can actually do the full mapping of from the hotel to this place and back. So I can kind of gauge the point. It says stroll through the windward walls to admire the stunning murals of the street under the evening lights. I never heard of the windward walls. Have you ever heard of that in Florida? Where the heck is this? I mean, I know I can't hear y'all. It would be nice if I could hear y'all, but it's okay. Where the heck is the windward walls? Okay, let's see. Cause I never knew this. Let's go with images, and let me share this so all y'all can see. So the walls are just like painted murals that people just kind of did. You just kind of walk around and look at murals all day. So this is actually interesting. Like I know y'all, not know y'all, but y'all are cool because y'all watching and listening to the show and very susceptible to AI tools. But I mean, this is great. I never knew this was a thing. Yeah, we don't need to know about it. So they have their own website too. So you get to see the walls and walk through. Oh, there's tickets. So I get tickets. Why did I get tickets? I thought it was free. Okay, so they teaching you a graffiti art class. That is cool. So, just because I actually put it in, but just because I just put in what I wanted to do or just kind of show me an experience, I can actually go home. Like once I leave there, I'll be like, hey, I actually tried this out and this was actually pretty exciting. Like this could be something that somebody can try out. And if they teaching you how to do freestyle classes, like come on now. Like where else could I have actually like unless I dealt with a local to say like, hey, where should I go? Day 2, they saying have breakfast in Little Havana. Like where are they finding these places, man? Like I never even knew. Little Havana, let's see, Miami, however you want to say it. This is so cool. Man, this is great. Like now I'm like, why didn't I do this before? Let's say take a late morning at 10:30, but I usually get up before 9. Like I'm usually up by 6. Like regular. So these are things that I want you to think about when you looking to travel in your day 1. Keep it light, keep it fun, keep it exciting, and leave room for adventure. Because if you don't, then you're gonna get stuck in the rut. Because how many times have you heard people go on vacation? All they did was be excited. Oh, I went to a restaurant. I watched some TV and I went to the club. You can do that anywhere. Show me something different. When I go to travel, I want to see something different. I want to see where, teach me something that I can't get at home. So if they got different palettes of food, yes, I will travel for food. Show me some artwork, like how they said the spray can thing. Sure, maybe they got it up here in Maryland, but if I'm in Florida, why not learn down there and market their territory? And I can say, hey, about that while it was here. Sounds like a great deal to me. So when I want you to think about when you start traveling, start thinking about planning your day one. And planning your day one can help you plan and set the tone for the rest of your evening. And because of that, this is why it's so important. Remember, I already told you get your locks, you got your safety, make sure you get your passports and everything like that squared away. But you definitely want to make sure that you have, some type of itinerary, because I want you to have fun while you're out there. So where have you gone where where a trip of something like, where would you travel to? Give me some places that y'all want to go. I know we got a couple minutes here, but where do you want to go sometime this year and try something different? Because let's see, I am going, I should do this. Say I'm going to FinCon 2025 and was wondering if you can give me a free day itinerary to explore Portland, Oregon in September 2025. So I didn't even give it a time because I was hoping that it can pick up when FinCon is. Because I'm gonna be there. I need to figure out what I want to do. Where do y'all want to go? Where y'all want to go this year? They say start with Powell's books, Merce World of Wonders, blah blah. Redo, because I need a full day of activities, not just one. Like, this is the only thing that's irritating about Gemini, is that it sometimes forget to answer the question. Like, what are you doing? My gosh. See, AI is not AIing. Let me go on and try to rephrase it then. Edit text. Let's see. Act as a professional travel agent. 2025 in September. Was it 9th through the, was it 13th? I'll say the 11th is my free day. Create me an itinerary. Come on, machine. To explore Portland, Oregon in 2025. I want to go to a speakeasy and throw in a place to eat. Update. See what it gives me. Hopefully this time it actually can fill out everything like it's supposed to. Mess. Okay, y'all said the Four Corners. Ooh, that would be nice. Hey, Jen. Thank you for coming through. Greatly appreciate it. So, Ruthie, you said Four Corners. All right, let's see what we can do. Because Four Corners does sound nice. Okay, look, this thing is really irritating me. All right, I'm not going to use because Gemini's look like it's tired already. I'm like, yo, I'd only ask you a couple questions. Let's go with ChatGPT. Since ChatGPT is a little bit more, actually doing some work. Maybe I should use Copilot. Copilot. Not sure if y'all ever use Copilot or anything like that. Okay. Man. I'm logging into ChatGPT right quick and then check out something. Because Copilot is one thing, but I haven't really played around with it, so not too sure. And let me go back because I do want to check the yeah, there we go. I want to copy this here and put this same exact prompt in the ChatGPT. Maybe later. Let's see. Move this out the way. Share tab. Okay. Let me know if y'all can see this, and we're gonna go. Let's see. So it's giving me 2 prompts. It searches the web. Oh, it's even giving me nurture and culture. Ooh, Japanese garden in Washington Park. They're $20. It already did the research. See, this is the reason why you can't stick with one AI tool. Like, y'all seen this live, right? Now, I might not go on September 11th. I might go a different day. But other way, they got the coffee break session. They got the afternoon stuff that's coming on. Like I said, they know what I'm looking for, okay? Walk off, lunch at the Pearl District, artsy neighborhood. Some massive check-in galleries, pick up. See, they know me, man. Speak easy. That's what I'm talking about. At 8 p.m. They want some Multnomah. I think that's what it's called. Multnomah whiskey. Hidden gem of whiskey and cocktail lovers. Oh yeah, I'm there. And it's a little upscale. They know me, man. Why didn't I do this when I was in Atlanta? Could have been a nice little speakeasy. All right. So I'm gonna share this tab so y'all can see it. Look at the $50 to $100. All right, that's fine. But I just want to see the inside. So look at that. Look at that. Nice dim lit. Nice cozy face. They got me at dessert. Sold. Does this look like chocolate mousse with a what do you call it? Like a chocolate pudding almost in between with the whipped cream and the caramel and the cookie cream. Oh yeah. And this person over here got the flan. Bro. Okay. I will be hitting this place up. I'll be saving this. My mouth is already watering thinking about it. Cause this is my kind of spot. All right, let's see. So Ruthie, you said you go into the 4 corners. But I might need to keep this printout. Yeah. Cause even like they giving me 2 speakeasies. Oh, they got dinner at this little bistro, but then I can get drinks at the Uncanny. Okay. So, yeah. And I can go to the museum, and this is the cheap option versus the $20, the 2-hour joint, which is at Washington Park, the Japanese Garden. That looks like fun. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to sit down and really think this through. I could have ChatGPT figure this out. I want to keep both of them up there. All right, so we said the Four Corners. When is the best time to visit the Four Corners? Four Corners. Plan a. So Ruthie, you want to go there for like 4 days? 4-day trip for a family, because I think you're gonna bring your children with you. So family of 3. Let's see. Let's say kids around age. I'm throwing some numbers out here, Ruthie. Don't kill me. I say 10 to 15. That sounds about right. And then say they like to get snacks. They like to get ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Everybody likes ice cream. And let's see what, like maybe a museum and opera. Let's see, because I'm curious if they even have they should have an opera or an epicenter out there. Okay, so the best times is May through June. So it's early in the year, or September through October. So those would be perfect. Out there look like mild temperatures too. Okay, so they're talking about a 4-day family, mixers, education, sweet treats, and okay, so you fly into La Plata, then you go to the museum, the Durango Discovery Museum. Fun activities for the kids. Did I get this right, Ruthie? I mean, is it okay? You said what's the deal with the speakeasies? Well, the deal with the speakeasies is that I just want, like, I don't need a crowd to have fun. So, I just want to be able to have a moment just to kind of chill and just relax. Usually the ambiance is nice and settled, it's not crowded, and you can chill. And the cool thing about speakeasy is that it's usually like a hidden door or a glass, like some of them I heard it's like a freezer. So you actually open up the freezer door and walk through the back and get in there. And it just opens up to this whole different vibe. So some of them are behind convenient shops. Some of them are in random houses. Just kind of walk through and it was like, all right, yeah, go over that way. Well, some of them you even got to have like a special passcode to get to. Like I've been to one in Seattle. And that was actually pretty cool. All right, you say yeah, close enough. So Ruthie, if you want, just say yay in the chat. If you want, I can send you this copy of what it says so that you can have it. Because they even talk about like the museum, going to the ice creamery, you know what I'm saying? Cream bean berry. Never heard of it. Organic, and unique flavors. Durango Arts. They even talk about in part 2. Check out, Mesa Verde. I think it's like green. What does Mesa mean in Spanish? What does this mean in Spanish? My Spanish is not that great. So it stands for Green Table. So Green Table National Park. That's what they're saying. Let's say Poblon, Cliff Dwellings, or Cliff Palace. Okay. Marcus Virginia Ranger activities and kids will love. Okay. And then you definitely got to the four corners on day 3. So this will be great. So you take a couple days, do your thing to like look at the local stuff. Day 3, you there, and then look at some more parks, the hotel, the View Hotel restaurant. Nice. Okay. Then you get to the trading post. Oh yeah. I don't care what anybody say. If you don't know what to do and you just looking for some fun at a new place and you just don't know what to do, just check out your AI tools. It has everything that you need. Checking out new places that you wouldn't even check out on your own unless you know a local there to say like, hey, this is a cool place. Go check this out. One of my things, I actually am curious on what it would say if you were visiting Baltimore for 4 days. What places would it say? Let's see. Visiting. Okay. Let's say do one for Baltimore, Maryland. Staying at a Black-owned hotel. Let's just say that. Let's see what it comes up with. Yes, I couldn't remember the name of the hotel, but yes, the Ivory Hotel. So the Ivory Hotel, you day 1 come in. Walter's Art Gallery. Okay. So it's a good, Walter's Art Gallery is a good one. I'll say I really do like that one. The Magdalena. Okay. Southern Cuisine. I haven't been to that one, but okay. Oh yeah, you're gonna love Port Discovery for the kids. Everybody loved Port Discovery. Even when I was a kid, Port Discovery. Now I'm gonna tell you this: for the Maryland Science Center, they didn't put this on here, but they say Fridays at the 5, prices take a dive. That's their slogan. So if you come to Maryland and you're looking for something to do, if you here on a Friday after 5, definitely check out the aquarium. It's a lot cheaper. Oh, they say the Maryland Science Center. I meant the Maryland Science Center is one thing. It's very hands-on. I remember this. Yes. So they do have the IMAX theater, and actually in there they have like a lot of space stuff too. So you can actually get some cool stuff. I never been to the Charmery. That must be new. Miss Shirley's. You cannot go wrong with Miss Shirley's. They even got Miss Shirley's 2 as well. That's down there. Fort McHenry. Yep. That is a good one to kind of take a look at. The Baltimore Museum of Art. Yeah, that's good. The Opera Experience. Yeah, the Baltimore Opera is really nice. I think it's right off Charles Street. They have some pretty good stuff down there. So the Inner Harbor and Departure. Okay, so like I said, the National Aquarium, definitely got to check out. They got the sharks, the dolphins. They got all your tropical fish. They got like your glow in the dark toads and everything like that. You can check that out. The Harbor Place in the gallery. You can walk through there. I just say don't go around there at night. You'll be good. And then Departure. Yeah, check out everything like that. Like I said, it did pretty good. I mean, I would say that it gave you a safe space. I didn't realize I had it so tiny. But yeah. All right, Ruthie, I'll go ahead on and send that over to you shortly so that you can have it. But where else? Anybody else want to go some places? I mean, I'm gonna take this a little extra long time because, like I said, this is gonna be the last time I'm to talk about some of these solo traveling, day 1 experience. And the reason why I'm talking about AI is because it's your friend. And it can actually be detrimental if you don't use AI to kind of help plan some of your trips, because you in new spaces, new things, and especially if you don't know a local, these places can come with some added bonuses. Like you didn't know that they existed. And like, luckily for Baltimore, it's like it's small, so I've been to all those places, and it's actually pretty cool. I thought the gallery was condemned or abandoned. It's a ghost town. Really? I did not know that. Thank you, Lola Brown. I had to check that out. Let me go back then. Let's check that out. Let's see. Cause it's been a while. Like I said, I haven't been there in a long time. Where you at? Let's see. Gallery. Yeah, that's right. Cause the gallery, I actually bought. I have one of my hats that I bought from the gallery. Like it used to be a hat shop down at the bottom on the lower level. And the guy made the hats right then and there, so you can actually watch him make the hats. And obviously, I didn't have as much hair, but I had a lot of hair, and it was this nice, cool hat. I think I paid like $70 for it, but it was silk on the inside. He had like the nice cloth on the outside, leather band around it. One of my top hats. It's not a top hat. I mean, like a top rated hat that I have in my collection. I haven't wore hats in a while because I've been growing my hair out. Obviously, I've been doing the mohawk thing for quite some years. But yeah, you might be right. Let me go down and double check. Let's see the gallery. Gallery. Baltimore. Is it shut down? Share this tab. Okay. Yeah, so it is permanently closed. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, back in the day, it used to be a spot to hang out. So there we go. So with AI, I mean, we tried, you know. The only thing about it, you just got to be careful. Got to be careful with what you want to do. Okay, let's see what you say here, Lola. Bottom line, the gallery ain't the same gallery Drew Hill was thinking. Yeah, you got that right. Let me go on and give you the air horns on that one because you're right on that. Let me go if I can find my air horn. Hey, you're so right. Because the one in, I remember the Fudgery when they were down there. And I actually met them in person. I used to work at the movie theater and in White Marsh and got to meet them there. I didn't realize how short they were. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know they were like 5'2", maybe 5'4" max. Like they were pushing 5'6" if they put on some thick sole shoes. But you know what I'm saying? That was interesting back then. But yeah, definitely gonna have to say that nah, it ain't the same. They ain't singing like they used to, as they say. They used to put the twos up in there. All right. Let's see. Nico Mom. Really? What? That is awesome. Yo, that is so cool that, it's such a small. That's what I'm saying. It's like when you in the world and realizing like life is so simple and so easy that you be surprised on who you meet and you come across during your process of just living life. You be like, well, this old lady? Or who is this person? And you act a little differently when you figure out who they really are. Like, oh, this person actually is important. Hopefully y'all see me down in Baltimore and be like, oh yeah, hey, what's going on? I watch your show. I love to have to reach out. I might not have the green on and I might be having me because you gotta watch yourself. Head on the swivel, walk at a moderate pace. Wide legs so you don't get snuck. It is what it is. However, all the places that they mention, those are actually pretty good places. However, let's go on and let's mess with it right quick. Let's go on and tell it that the gallery is closed. The gallery is permanently closed. I'm trying to make sure I reference it the way how I had it in here. Said Art Museum, Port Discovery, Yeah, there we go. Because that's right. They used to have Ripley, believe it or not, over there. And then gonna say you're absolutely right. The Harbor Place permanently closed. The mall ceased operations back in 2021. And undergo developments. Given this, we would adjust the itinerary. Like, are there any more that we need to know? Okay. So they're saying Rothschild Park, according to WBFF. Excuse me. Stuck a legal limbo. Harbor Place looks towards zombie. What? Harbor Place in Baltimore, the restaurant is closed permanently. See, now they're just making up stuff because they don't know what's going on. Ain't much to do in Baltimore. I'm surprised they didn't say like check out Fed Hill or, you know, go around town. But also, I think because of the kids that I threw in there, that's probably why it's trying to find more fun activities for the kids to do. So, like, if I shared, like, I looked at Rashfield Park. So they got like a lot more activity. I didn't even know this was over there. Did you know about this, Miss Brown? Did you know about this, this Lola? I didn't even know. Like this is nice. This is nice. Like I never. Were they just throwing up parks randomly? When was this established? Cause I might have to take another trip. That's a cool shot though. Oh, was that the mayor? Funny. 3 years ago. Brandon Scott. I did not know they had this. Man, I learned so much. So you mean to tell me that this is actually nice? Okay, good night. Thank you, Dr. Seb, for coming through, hanging out with us. You know, this was actually fun. Try to hang in with you, watch time, Anthony. Thank you. I greatly appreciate the watch time. Make sure if y'all haven't, go ahead on and like these this live so that we can kind of continue on. I'm trying to get my watch hours up, get my obviously the subscribers up. So if you haven't subscribed, you're new here, go on and do that. And one of the things with my newsletter is that I send those out monthly. And the reason why I'm telling everybody to sign up now is because I'm giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. So it's going to be a raffle. So you need to sign up to my newsletter before the May newsletter come out. And right now, I got some time. I got like pretty much a week because I'm gonna try to put it out on the 3rd of May, which is that Saturday. So everybody can have some information for Saturday. I don't really like weekly or like during the week. Maybe I might do it during the week, but I'm gonna do Saturday. So the first Saturday, I'm gonna try to keep it on the first Saturday of the month. All right, so Dr. Sev, you know, get some rest. I would like to check out your landing page and see what's going on. All right. So Lola, you said if there's an actual event at Rushfield, that is a good suggestion. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, this is new. I didn't know that Rushfield was even in Baltimore. Like, you know, you hear a lot of stuff. You hear stuff on the news, but you don't hear anything about Rushfield in the news. Like, why is this Why am I learning about this from AI? That's the thing. Like, what? Like, this had to be a multi-million-dollar project, and yet I'm finding out about it through AI. And they talking about the Inner Harbor history. Man, get out of here. All right. So, yeah, this is telling you AI. Okay, let's see where it's at. So it's over here by the American Visionary Museum. Why am I finding out about this stuff? I heard about Federal Hill Park. Okay, it's over there by Light Street. Oh, okay. Okay, I see where it's going at. So we got Camden Yards here. Usually it, people play what's the name? Top Golf. And then you can because the park here, I think Top Golf is near here somewhere. What was it over here? I just know I had to go up and around to get to Fells Point where all the other stuff is at. Okay, so I might have to go ahead on and take myself to the Visionary Museum. I might have to go check that out. I'm gonna have to definitely check out the I need to go back to Baltimore. It's been a while. Okay. So yeah. It's just about that's what I'm saying. Like but who really goes over there? You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what I was thinking. It's probably close to the stadiums. Cause I was at Top Golf last year. Or was it the year before? I think it was the year before I was at the Top Golf over there. And then took an Uber to go over down to Fed Hill to kind of hang out, to do like a bar crawl almost. But kind of found out that the bar crawl tickets were fake and phony. So there's that. But moreover, either way, I still want to go to the park. Like, I know I don't probably have a reason to go over there, but I want to see it. And I want to go to that little art gallery and have fun because, like, why not? So they slowly building up that little area over there because I wonder if they're going to start branching it all the way down, over here by Cherry Hill as well, because Cherry Hill down this way is also waterfront property. You see all that greenery right over here? I think this is going to be the next come up as they slowly, buy up some of these properties, because they showing that this is coming well because they got the museums, they got activities over here, and I have a feeling that Cherry Hill is going to start having some of those activities, because if you got this right here, this one little bridge, and if they turn this into a footbridge where you actually can bike or run across, oh yeah, it's a wrap. Because once they build that, that's going to connect this Cherry Hill to downtown, and they're going to build this way up. Because could you imagine just having a foothill and you just got to go straight down and using South Baltimore and just you up in here? That would be crazy. Just from a basic bike ride. All right. So we at the 9:30 mark. I have to say it was fun. We learned something new today. Well, at least I learned something new today. And we got to really learn about what's going on with AI, how to travel, how to plan your first day. What tools let me know in the chat or even in the comments if you're watching on the replay. What tools would you use to kind of plan out your day one activities or make your full itinerary? I'm curious on where you want to go, and I'm curious on what tools you're going to use to kind of help plan that trip. All right, so let's take up this last comment here. All right, Lola, you said they haven't gotten to Middle Branch, Cherry Hill, but by Port Covington, they're really building up. Under Armour factory over there. I remember they were talking about the Under Armour factory being moved from where it was to over there, but I didn't see any. Under Armour just kind of cleared the field, but I didn't see them build anything yet. But also that was about, during COVID time frame where everything was on pause. So, I mean, unless they building up something more to see what's going on in Baltimore, it'll actually be pretty cool to see what they come up with. Either way, I think it's a good time. Hopefully the housing market drops a little bit, so allow people to purchase some of the property down there to kind of get into that early real estate at the early launch, so that, if you want to be part of it, let's go for it. And also, if it's an opportunity zone, I'm not sure if they got rid of that particular plan, but if you're in an opportunity zone, you actually get to hold the property up to 10 years and you don't have to pay the capital gains tax. At least last I heard. So don't quote me on it. I'll say do some extra research. I would do the research, but time is of the essence. All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming through. Make sure y'all sign up for my newsletter at aboutthatwallet.com/newsletter. Go ahead on and sign up for that. Where we're talking about AI tips. We're talking about tax tips. We're talking about how to save and budget. Every month has a theme, so it'll be a financial theme for that. We're talking about scams. We're talking about how to build your credit. If you want to work with me directly, there's a link for that as well. And then also, if you just want to have something to say, you want to just come on the podcast. They will not be live. They will be pre-recorded, so don't worry about it. I will edit, and you will sound nice and will not be sound stupid or sound like, oh, you're all over the place and you forgot the words. I do all the cleanup. All right. So I will say this again. Y'all be safe. Remember, you have what it takes to be successful in life. Just don't give up on it. Just because you see somebody doing excellent right now doesn't mean that they put in the work prior to that. They always had the time. They made the time, even when times were tough, to be successful where they're into today. And you have that ability to do the same. So I want you to remember that everybody has something to teach you. You always have something to learn, no matter who the messenger is. It might not be for you immediately, but it will resonate. It's just the planting of the seed. You can't take action on everything that you hear, but you can take action over time. All right, everybody. Y'all be safe. We out. Peace. And my outro.